Ladies and gentlemen, we gather here in the name of a universal, deeply human experience, the search for truth in a world often clouded by falsehood. More specifically, we confront one of the most corrosive and personally devastating forces one can face: the false allegation. It is a lightning strike to the soul. It arrives without warning, shatters your peace, and threatens to burn down the carefully built edifice of your reputation, your relationships, and your self-concept. Whether in a courtroom, a court of public opinion, a workplace, or a community, the effect is the same: a profound sense of injustice, a rising tide of anger, and a terrifying vulnerability. Today, we will not merely offer sympathy. We will build a blueprint. We will dissect the anatomy of a falsehood and architect a response. This is not about evading justice, but about demanding it for yourself. This is a speech about how to tear false allegations apart, not with raw fury, but with the meticulous, disciplined, and powerful tools of truth. Part 1. The foundation: understanding the battlefield. Before a single word of defense is uttered, we must understand what we are fighting. A false allegation is not just a lie. It is a narrative weapon. It has three components. 1. The core fiction, the untrue statement itself. 2. The emotional charge, the fear, outrage, or sympathy it is designed to trigger in others. 3. The presumption of credibility, the societal tendency to believe certain accusations prima facie, making the burden of proof instantly and unfairly heavy on the accused. Your opponent is not just the allegation, but the story it tells. To tear it down, you must not only disprove the fact, but also dismantle the narrative and disarm the emotional charge. You must replace it with a story that is more compelling, more coherent, and more grounded in evidence. This fight is waged on two parallel battlefields: the internal, your mind, your spirit, your health, and the external, the legal, social, and professional realms. Victory requires mastery of both. Part 2. The internal fortress: securing your mind and spirit. When the allegation hits, your first instinct may be to scream, to lash out, to panic. This is the emotional fire that will consume you if you let it. Your first task is to become a firefighter of your own psyche. Pause. Breathe. Do not react immediately. The digital age demands instant response. Resist it. A reactive emotional post, call, or message will become Exhibit A against you. Implement a 24-hour rule for any public or confrontational communication. Separate the you from the allegation. This lie is an external object that has been hurled at you. It is not you. It does not define you. Practice this mantra: this is a thing I am dealing with. It is not who I am. Secure your counsel. Immediately confide in two sets of people. 1. A trusted, calm, and discreet personal confidant partner, family member, oldest friend, for emotional support. A professional. This must be a lawyer if the allegation has any legal dimension. Their advice is your new operating system. Document your reality. In a secure private journal, record everything: your feelings, your timeline, every interaction related to the event in question. This is not yet evidence for others. It is evidence for you, to anchor your mind in reality when the world's surreal. Manage your health. This is a marathon of stress. Sleep, nutrition, and physical exercise are not indulgences. They are tactical equipment. Anxiety is the enemy of clear strategy. Protect your body to protect your mind. Part 3. The external strategy, the architecture of defense. With your internal command center secured, we turn to the external dismantling. This is a phased, deliberate operation. Phase 1. Investigation and evidence gathering, the quiet phase. This is not public. This is you and your team building the case. Follow the lawyer's lead. They are your general. Understand the relevant laws: defamation, slander, libel, due process. Know the standards of proof. Construct the anti-narrative. While the allegation tells a story, you must build a better one. Start with an ironclad timeline. Where were you? What proof exists? Receipts, emails, texts, GPS data, security footage, witness logs. Identify witnesses of truth. Who can corroborate your character, your location, your version of events? Approach them discreetly. Analyze the source. Why is this allegation being made? Is it misunderstanding, malice, manipulation by a third party, projection, or strategic gain? Understanding the why can reveal weaknesses in the what. Phase 2. The formal response, the precise phase. Now you begin to engage the allegation directly. Demand particulars. In any formal setting, force the accuser to specify the allegation. Exactly what is alleged, when and where did it supposedly happen. Ambiguity is the liar's friend. Precision is truth's weapon. Present contradictory evidence. This is the core of the teardown. Systematically, point by point, present evidence that makes the allegation impossible or implausible. You claim I was at X on this date. Here is my credit card statement, 50 miles away at that exact time. The goal is to create cognitive dissonance in the mind of any reasonable observer. Challenge internal inconsistency. Often, false stories crumble under their own weight. Highlight the changing details, the logical gaps. Your story requires me to have been in 2 places at once. You claim I said X, but that contradicts my known and documented principles on that very subject. Phase 3. The communicative response, the persuasive phase. This is about winning the narrative, often in the public or communal sphere. Craft your core message. It must be simple, repeatable, and grounded. These allegations are completely false. I have irrefutable evidence to prove it, which I have provided to the proper authorities. I am confident the truth will prevail, and I look forward to clearing my name. Control the medium where you respond. A formal legal statement, a controlled interview, a direct, sober letter to a community. Avoid shouting matches on social media unless it is a central battlefield. Speak to your true audience, those willing to listen to reason. Show, don't just tell. Where possible and advised, let the evidence speak publicly. A redacted document, a verified timeline. This moves the discussion from he said, she said to objective analysis. Rely on your credibility bank. This is built over a lifetime. Character witnesses are not just for court. The testimony of respected individuals who vouch for your integrity is a powerful counterweight to a single, unsupported accusation. Part 4. The advanced dismantling. Philosophical and rhetorical tools. To truly tear a false allegation apart, we must go beyond facts and into the realm of rhetoric and epistemology, how we know what is true. Invoke the principle of falsifiability. A real claim can be proven false. Challenge the accuser. What evidence would you accept that proves this didn't happen? If they reject all possible counter-evidence, they are revealing their allegation to be a belief, not a factual claim. Expose the motive-based reasoning. Politely question the narrative. Is it possible you have misunderstood? Could someone have given you false information? What would you gain from this being true? This shifts the scrutiny from the event to the source's reliability. Reframe the story as an attack on due process. We all believe in justice. Justice requires evidence, fair hearing, and the presumption of innocence. To condemn based on an allegation alone is to abandon the very principles that protect us all from injustice. This elevates your defense into a defense of universal values. The power of silence and patience. Sometimes the most powerful tool is to stop engaging. After presenting your evidence, you can say, I have said all I need to say. The evidence is clear. I will not continue to dignify a proven falsehood with further attention. This exudes confidence and deprives the allegation of the oxygen of conflict. Part 5. The long game, restoration and resilience. Tearing down the allegation is step 1. Rebuilding what was damaged is the final, ongoing phase. Understand that some will never believe you. Accept this painful truth. Your goal is not to convince the ideologically committed or the malicious, but the reasonable, movable middle. Live your truth. The most powerful rebuttal is a life lived with integrity, purpose, and compassion before, during, and after the crisis. Let your actions, over time, be the definitive proof of your character. Forgive yourself for the trauma. You will have felt fear, anger, shame. These are normal responses to an abnormal attack. Do not compound the injury by blaming yourself for your emotional reactions. Become an advocate for due process. Your experience grants you a powerful voice. Use it when healed to champion fairness, evidence-based reasoning, and the dangers of trial by allegation. Conclusion. The unshakable core. So, how do you tear false allegations apart? You do not tear with rage. You dismantle with discipline. You do not fight emotion with emotion. You fight narrative with a better narrative. You do not beg for belief. You present evidence that commands assent. You build a fortress of facts. You arm it with timelines, documents, and witnesses. You protect it with the calm strength of a clear conscience. And from that fortress, you do not just survive the siege. You launch the truth with precision and power to scatter the forces of falsehood. Remember this, a lie is a parasite. It needs a host narrative to live. It feeds on ambiguity, emotion, and rushed judgment. Your mission is to remove its host. Starve it of oxygen. Expose it to the sterilizing sunlight of verified reality. The journey is hell. But on the other side is a strength you did not know you possessed. A knowledge that your name, your dignity, and your truth were worth fighting for. And that you had the tools, the courage, and the resilience to win. Go forward then, not as a victim of a falsehood, but as a steward of truth. Build your case, guard your spirit, speak with clarity, and trust that in the long arc of reality, truth, diligently defended, has a gravitational pull that falsehood can never overcome.